In the late 1990s, during the peak of two iconic television shows, Sex and the City and Friends, a lesser-known but charming anecdote emerged involving two of their stars, Kristin Davis and Matthew Perry. Kristin Davis, renowned for her role as the sophisticated and marriage-minded Charlotte York on Sex and the City, shared a delightful memory on her podcast, Are You a Charlotte? On August 8. She recounted being set up on a date with Matthew Perry, the beloved actor who brought the sarcastic and endearing Chandler Bing to life on Friends. This revelation, which surfaced decades after the encounter, offers a nostalgic glimpse into Hollywood's vibrant social scene during that era, and the personal lives of two actors who defined a generation of television. The setup took place sometime between 1997 and 1999, a period when both actors were navigating the heights of their careers. Davis, then fresh off her role as the scheming Brooke Armstrong on Melrose Place, and before fully embodying Charlotte York, was invited to a low-key dinner party orchestrated by a mutual acquaintance, an attorney who, while not representing Davis, played matchmaker for the evening. The setting was intimate, described by Davis as a casual gathering at a house, attended by various Hollywood figures whose identities have faded from her memory, save for the lawyer and Perry himself. The laid-back atmosphere of the dinner party stood in contrast to the high-profile lives both actors led, providing a rare moment of normalcy amidst their rising fame. During the dinner, Perry, who was basking in the success of Friends and working on projects like the 1997 film Fool's Rush, in with Salma Hayek, sat next to Davis. His demeanor left a lasting impression on her. Matthew's lovely, she recalled on her podcast, describing how he exuded genuine enthusiasm about his work. Perry shared stories about the joy he found on the Friends set, a stark contrast to the stress Davis experienced on Melrose Place. She noted the tension among the large ensemble cast of Melrose Place, where 15 series regulars constantly worried about being cut from the show. Perry's infectious happiness and gratitude for his role on Friends struck a chord with Davis, prompting her to reflect on her own career and the contrasting dynamics of their respective sets. While the evening held the potential for romance, nothing blossomed between Davis and Perry. The interaction remained a fond, fleeting moment rather than the start of a relationship. Davis's recounting of the event is tinged with warmth and a touch of nostalgia, especially given Perry's passing in October 2023 at the age of 54, due to the acute effects of ketamine. Her memory of him paints a picture of a man who at that moment was full of life and excitement about his craft, a sentiment that resonates deeply in light of his later struggles, which he candidly detailed in his 2022 memoir Friends, Lovers and the Big Terror Thing. This anecdote also sheds light on Davis's own journey in Hollywood. Known for her poised and elegant persona as Charlotte, Davis has often contrasted her character's romantic aspirations with her own disinterest in marriage. In various interviews, including a 2023 appearance on the Best Friend Energy podcast, she explained that marriage was never a goal for her, a perspective rooted in her early ambitions to pursue acting and theater in New York. Her career took precedence during her 30s, a time when Sex and the City consumed much of her energy, leaving little room for dating. The show's demanding schedule and cultural impact shaped her life profoundly, and she has reflected on how it hindered her romantic prospects, despite her connections to high-profile figures like Alec Baldwin, Liev Schreiber, and Aaron Sorkin over the years. The story of the setup with Perry also dispels earlier rumors about their relationship. In 2006, tabloids speculated that Davis and Perry were Hollywood's new it couple, with reports claiming they were seen kissing at a Los Angeles restaurant, La Dolce Vita. These rumors, fueled by alleged eyewitness accounts, suggested a romantic spark, but Davis firmly denied them at the time, emphasizing her commitment to keeping her love life private. Her 2025 podcast Revelation clarifies that their interaction was a one-off, orchestrated encounter rather than a romance, putting to rest the speculation that once swirled around them. Davis's reflections on the dinner party also highlight the unique pressures of Hollywood in the night. She recalled the presence of marijuana being passed around after the meal, an aspect of the era's social scene that she, as someone who avoided drugs and alcohol, found alienating. "I wasn't really cool ever," she admitted on her podcast, underscoring her determination to succeed in the industry without conforming to its excesses. This resolve speaks to her strength of character, which carried her through a competitive and often unforgiving landscape to become a television icon. The broader context of Davis's dating history reveals a woman who, despite her public persona as the romantic Charlotte, has prioritized independence and motherhood over traditional relationships. A single mother to two adopted children, Gemma and Wilson, Davis has spoken candidly about the challenges of dating as a parent. In a 2025 interview with People, she recounted how her Sex and the City co-star Sarah Jessica Parker once tried to set her up on a dating app, an idea Davis swiftly rejected. Her Southern upbringing, which instilled a habit of aggressively nice behavior, has sometimes led to misunderstandings in her dating life, with men mistaking her kindness for romantic interest. Yet Davis remains content with her choices, focusing on her children and her career, including her recent ventures into producing and her podcast. For fans of Sex and the City and Friends, the story of Davis and Perry's setup is a delightful crossover of two cultural juggernauts. Both shows, which aired concurrently in the late 90s and early 2000s, defined a generation with their distinct takes on friendship, love and life in New York City. Davis herself crossed paths with the Friends universe professionally, guest starring in a 2000 episode as Erin, a love interest for Joey Tribbiani. She later shared how nervous she was to perform in front of the show's live audience, a testament to the electric atmosphere on the Friends set that Perry so enthusiastically described during their dinner. Perry's own reflections on his life, particularly in his memoir, add a layer of poignancy to Davis's story. He openly discussed his struggles with addiction, which began to surface during Friends' early years, and the support he received from co-stars like Jennifer Aniston. His ability to convey happiness and charm during his encounter with Davis speaks to his charisma, even as he privately battled challenges. The tributes from his Friends co-stars and others like Gwyneth Paltrow and Salma Hayek, following his death, underscore the impact he had on those around him, making Davis's memory of their shared evening all the more meaningful. Ultimately, the tale of Kristin Davis being set up with Matthew Perry is a snapshot of a specific time in Hollywood, a moment when two talented actors, at the peak of their fame, crossed paths in a quiet, human way. It's a reminder of the personal connections that exist behind the glitz of stardom and the fleeting encounters that linger in memory. For Davis, the evening was a chance to witness Perry's joy and reflect on her own. For fans, it's a heartwarming footnote in the legacies of two beloved shows, connecting Charlotte and Chandler in a way that feels both unexpected and perfectly fitting.